All rise. We will be. Please be seated.
Jonah Buretti, spelled Jonah, Ngetich, Ngetich, Buretti, Bureti. Madam Simon Rotich, he was not Kenya interim chairman for Tapsagoi ward, and later he was supporting PNU in the 2007 elections, correct?
Repeat it.
Simon Rotich, in 2007 elections, he was supporting the PNU.
Correct.
And before that, he was not Kenya interim chairman for Tapsagoi.
I don't remember that.
You need to watch whether you said not Kenya or something else.
What I said was NARC Kenya, N-A-R-C as in the political party.
NARC Kenya? Okay. I got it other difference. I thought it was not Kenya.
Oh.
But it's clear now. Thank you.
So do you want to answer it? Whether he was part of NARC Kenya before?
Yes, correct.
So, Ms. Alexandra, so at line 20 of page 45 and line 1 of page 46, where the appearance not Kenya, we have it now, it should say NARC Kenya.
That's correct, Your Honor, capital N-A-R-C.
Proceed.
And could I go into a private session for just 1 minute?
Private session.
We are in public session, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Madam, yesterday when you testified, you spoke about election campaigns that were disrupted, PNU election campaigns that were disrupted by ODM supporters. You recall that?
Yes.
Madam, when you spoke to the prosecution investigators, did they ask you any questions about PNU campaigns that did take place in the area, or they only focused on what did not take place or disruptions?
When I spoke to them, they were asking about what. Actually, they wanted to know what went wrong. Others, no.
That's clear. Thank you. Madam, do you recall an incident when Mr. Ruto himself was attacked on an ODM rally sometime in September 2007 in Kisii?
I remember.
And you remember he had an arrow shot into his knee?
Correct.
And he was admitted in hospital?
Correct.
And he was attacked by PNU supporters?
I don't know, because it was Kisii, but I heard from radio that he has been attacked.
By who?
I didn't know actually the people who attacked him, but I didn't heard.
And Madam, I'm correct, am I not, that this incident happened in September 2007? The record we have is actually 22nd of September.
I don't remember the date, madam.
But you remember the month, September 2007?
Even the month, but what I remember is that happened.
and it was in 2007.
Yes.
And it was widely broadcasted.
Yes.
Okay, witness. You have to wait for that pause that I had advised you earlier, and Ms. Alexandra, you too. If you look at line 20, for example, see the month appears, but I believe the witness has said, but even the month is because of that overlapping that's happening. The witness did say at line 20 that she did not even remember the month.
That is correct, Your Honor, and I think I'm also questioning too fast after her answer, so I will also watch my pace.
Yes, we will observe the pause. It might make things appear slow, the proceedings, but it is important that we observe it so we can avoid overlapping speakers.
So, Madam, we've just spoken about Mr. Ruto being attacked in September 2007, we say. Do you recall, Madam, that in early October, Mr. Kibaki was in Eldoret campaigning? Do you remember?
Yes.
It was on 4th of October 2007. Do you recall?
I don't recall the date exactly, but he was in Eldoret doing campaign.
And there were many people that attended his campaigns. People.
Yes, it's normally, even if you're not supposed, and I heard that Honorable Ruto is there, I normally go because he's a leader and we need to hear what he's saying. Even if you are not supporting that person, it's normal to go there to attend the rally. Yes.
Mr. Alexandra, don't forget to turn off your microphone when the witness is speaking.
Madam, I'm going to play you a video, and then I'll ask you some questions about that video, okay?
Okay.
Your Honor, we're going to play video Ken D09 0036 0025, and the transcript, Your Honor, is at tab 10. And the reference for the transcript is at Ken D09 0036 0026.
Is it public or?
Public, please, Your Honor.
The Rift Valley was the first stop for the president since he launched his campaign. And he took the campaign straight to the home turf of ODM Pentagon member William Ruto, Eldoret. On the streets of Eldoret town, Kibaki acknowledged greetings from crowds that lined the roads. The president was in town to honor athletes who have done the country proud. At the Kipchoge Keino Stadium, venue of the event, the president arrived in what is now becoming his characteristic style. The Eldoret trip brought Kibaki face to face with one of the men who are trying to unseat him, William Ruto.
Tunakukaribisha uzungumze na hawa watu, wengi wao kisiasa wameamua tayari mambo ya siasa, lakini unakaribishwa kuzungumza na wao kwa sababu ni demokrasia.
And here, the president and Ruto were speaking along the same lines.
We are committed, Your Excellency, to make this election, or the coming general election, an election about issues and about the agenda that is going to change the lives of the people of Kenya. It will not be an election about violence or insults.
Tuwe marafiki, zote tuwe marafiki. Hakuna haja ya kupigana au kugongana au nini. Tuwe marafiki.
And with the election less than 3 months away,
just the same way they say in athletics and in sports, the best man or woman will win, I'm sure the best man or woman will win the next general election.
Na mashindano yaje na tuone nani atashinda, na yule atakayeshinda tutasema asante. Si ndio?
Earlier in the day, the president had launched the Rift Valley Textile Factory.
Recall that event?
Yes.
Did you attend that event?
Yes.
And would you say, madam, that the video that I've shown you are events that you witnessed yourself? Don't explain why, but just say whether or not what I just showed you in the video is what you saw happening when you attended the event.
It was that way.
Your Honor, we request that this transcript and video be admitted as evidence, please.
Any objection?
No objection.
The video and the accompanying transcript will be admitted as the next in the Ruto exhibits.
Le document
Document KEN D09-00360-025 will be entered as EVDT D09-00208. Document KEN D09-00360-026 will be entered as EVD TD 09-00209. The two documents are public.
So this would be Ruto Defense Exhibit 208 and Ruto Defense Exhibit 209. Thank you.
Madam, Mr. Ruto spoke in English. To that extent, we understand, all of us in the courtroom, what he said. But there was a portion where he spoke in Swahili, and I will give you the translation that we have, and you can tell us if it's accurate. Okay?
Okay.
We have Mr. Ruto saying, in the beginning...
What is that tab again? Sorry.
Tab 10, Your Honor.
Sorry about that. Proceed.
Mr. Ruto is saying, we welcome you to address these people. Majority of them have already made their decisions politically, but you are welcome to address them because it is a democracy.
Correct.
Madam, do you recall that President Kibaki was again in the North Rift on the 19th and 20th of December to campaign for PNU and his re-election? Do you recall that?
I recalled, but I didn't attend that one.
And you recall that one of the events took place in the Nandi Bag Club. Do you recall that?
Yeah, I heard about it, but I didn't attend also.
Can I ask the document KEN D09 0036 0043 be put on the screen, please? This is at tab 13, Your Honor. In fact, I apologize. Could I put another document first? It's 0036 0045, which is at tab 14. Madam, this is the event of December 19th, 2007, and this is an official report from the State House informing the public of the President's activities on that day. Can you see that, Madam?
I have seen, but I said I didn't attend this one.
But is this the rally you heard about?
Yes.
Your Honor, can I ask that this document be marked as an exhibit, please?
The prosecution objects to that document being marked as an exhibit. There's been absolutely no evidence from the part of the witness that this document is authentic. All I see here is a printout, and there's a lack of evidence on the record that was elicited to demonstrate any reliability in regards to its content. So I'd ask that at the most it should be simply marked for identification as a document that was shown to the witness.
Ms. Anagendra?
The witness has read the document and she confirms the event being described in the document is what she heard about. That we believe could be sufficient.
That's an insufficient basis to admit that document. As such, you had characterized it as official report. We've not laid any foundation to establish that this witness knows that this is an official report and that she accepts it to be fact.
On the basis of that formality, then we this been marked as MFI.
It will be marked for identification.
Le document KEN.
Document KEN D09 0036 0045 will have the number MFI D09 T09 00210.
Madam, did you hear that the day before, so the day after, President Kibaki was in the Nandi Bear Club campaigning for PNU and his re-election? The day after that, he was in Kitale, also campaigning. Did you hear that?
Maybe, but I didn't hear because, as I told you, most of the time, sometimes you are busy not in the radio listening. So about that one, I may say I didn't hear, but I didn't mean that it was not there.
That is fair, Madam. Thank you. Madam, moving on, the DO of Turbo, the district officer, from 2006 until early 2008, was a Kikuyu woman by the name of Rebecca Muturi, correct?
Correct.
And in 2007, the assistant chief of Kapkong location in Sugoi was Mr. David Kipruto Samoy. Correct?
Correct.
Kapkong location is spelled K-A-P-K-O-N-G. And in fact, Mr. David Samoy is the chief of Sugoi today, isn't he?
Correct.
Madam, you will agree that about 500 or less meters from Mr. Ruto's home is the Sugoi Anglican Church, correct?
Yes.
Madam, during the violence of 2007-2008, around 31st of December, did you hear that several Kikuyu families had gone to the Sugoi Anglican Church for refuge?
I didn't hear about other places, but as I learned later that there was Kikuyu's also houses was destroyed near Honorable Ruto's home, and I think it was a children's home. That is what I came to learn, that one, but others no.
And did you hear that in the course of that, the Kikuyus ran away from there and they went and they were hiding in the church, the Anglican church?
I can't remember that. Forgive me.
Madam, in fact, 35 Kikuyu families, including a Kisi man by the name of Matthew Angweni and some Luyas, they ran away to the Sugoi Anglican Church on the 31st of December, and they were hiding there.
I object to that being put to the witness again. It's argumentative. The witness has already replied twice that she's not heard about these events. So I don't see why we would pursue that line of questioning in light of what the witness has stated.
Objection overruled. Witness, can you answer?
Did you hear that, madam? At any point did you hear it, whether at the time or later?
I heard.
It's correct, isn't it, madam, that Mr. Samoy, with the assistance of Kalenjin elders from the area, they were assisting these people who were hiding in the church by providing them food. Did you hear that as well?
As I told you, I didn't hear because things was mixed up. So everyone was looking at a whole place. But what we know actually, things was bad in every corner in Kikuyu's people.
Did you come to hear later that the chief of Sugoi, with some Kalenjin elders from that area, they were giving food to these IDPs in the church while they were there?
I can't remember, madam.
Did you also hear that Mr. Samoy, the chief of Sugoi, together with quite a number of Kalenjin elders, they assisted these refugees who were in the church to leave and to go to the DO's office? Did you hear that?
If I may say, I didn't hear, but maybe it was done because it was another location.
So you don't know about this?
Let me say it like this. Maybe it was because even now, like Lugari district, there was some Kikuyus they were escorting, but I'm not saying that it was not escorted. What I'm saying is I didn't come across it.
See, madam, what happened, we say, is that these Kalenjin elders, together with the chief, formed a human shield around these Kikuyus and escorted them to the DO's office. And from there, they were taken to the Turbo Police IDP camp. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard Kikuyus they are come for refuge in the police station. But about what was going on in Sugoi, that is what I don't know.
Refugees I'm talking about, which were escorted by the Kalenjin elders to safety, you don't know about them being escorted by the Kalenjin elders. Is that what you're saying?
What I say about assistance in Sugoi in charge. But as you're saying, they were escorted to police station. That one I know. They were escorted.
And madam?
1 second. Counsel, witness, the point is, did you hear that escorting of Kikuyus to the police station was done by Kalenjin elders who had escorted the Kikuyus? Was that how you heard it?
No, what I heard is it was like now when I stated in Tarbo, the priest and the policeman was escorting to police station. So what I heard is they were escorted to IDP camp, not by elders. I didn't know who was escorting them.
Thank you.
Madam, the Sugoi area was among the first to begin peace and reconciliation with the IDPs, isn't it?
Correct.
And the chief of Sugoi, who was leading this initiative, was actually commended for his peace efforts, correct?
Correct.
And it's for that reason that from being assistant chief, he was confirmed as chief of Sugoi, correct?
Correct.
And in fact, the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education went to visit the area because they wanted to take the example of how peace and reconciliation was done in that Sugoi area, correct?
Correct.
Is the terminology permanent secretary generally known and used in Kenya, and the witness knows that?
I believe so, Your Honor, but I can ask. Madam, you're familiar with the position of permanent secretary in the Ministry of Interior?
Of course, yes.
And you call him PS, don't you, in Kenya?
Correct.
The top civil servant?
Yes.
In the ministry?
Yes.
Madam, I'm going to play you a video which was played by my learned friend yesterday. And I want you to watch the video again, but this time with the sound. Okay?
Okay.
Now, before you do that, I had said top civil servant, what appears as civil servant on the transcript, just for the transcript. We don't need to feel about the point, but continue.
And also, Your Honor, at page 57, line 17, it is internal security, not education. And permanent secretary, not parliament secretary. Your Honor, I would ask the assistance of the court to play this video because it was a prosecution executed.
Pourrions-nous avoir le numéro ERN, s'il vous plaît?
Could we have an ERN number, please?
Your Honor, I'm going to be playing Ken OTP 0033 0009. And this is prosecution exhibit 107.
Est-ce que la vidéo est publique?
Is it public, the video?
Yes, it was public. Madam, please listen to the sound.
This is a camp in Tarbo police station. This camp is approximately 3,000 people who are internally displaced Kenya. Mostly, these are people from Kikuyu community coming in within two districts, Uasin Gishu district and Lugari district in western Kenya. Uasin Gishu is in Rift Valley, Lugari district is in western province.
Madam, did you hear clearly what was said?
Yes.
What was said, madam, is that the IDPs were mostly Kikuyu.
Correct.
So you will agree there were IDPs of other ethnicities in the Turbo Police IDP camp?
I didn't come across that.
I'm not asking what you personally saw, madam. I'm asking you what is being depicted in this video.
Okay.
And I'll repeat. What the commentator said is that the IDPs in this camp are mostly Kikuyu.
Correct.
That means there were other tribes.
It's fair to ask the witness whether she to state a more neutral proposition on the matter and ask her whether she agrees with it. Because the commentator said what he said. Does the witness agree as to the meaning you are putting to it beyond the obvious?
Madam, do you agree with what is being said by the commentator that the IDP camp at Turbo Police had mostly Kikuyus?
Yes.
IDPs of other ethnicities there as well?
Madam Lawyer, as you know, people are intermarrying. You can get a Kikuyu marrying Luya, or you can get Luya marrying Kikuyu. And at that situation, if a lady she's a Kikuyu and she was married to a lady, I think those people, when they left, they go together. So that is why they were saying some were mostly was Kikuyu, but the other tribes, I think, because of marriages, something like that.
And do you know this as a fact, or are you still assuming?
This is a fact.
So it's your testimony that all those people from other ethnicities that were in that camp were there because they were all married to Kikuyus?
No, what I'm saying is like kisses, and they were in, let's say, Lugari. And the one they had about when they attacked Honorable Ruto, I think even them, they were being just because of what happened in Kisii. So what I meant is there were there other tribes, but mostly were Kikuyus.
And Madam, what we heard the commentator also say, that the IDPs who were there were from Uasin Gishu district.
Yes.
You heard that. And also from Lugari district.
Yes.
And Uasin Gishu district, Madam, comprises of Eldoret North, Eldoret East, and Eldoret South, correct?
Correct.
And the MP for Eldoret South during that period was Margaret Kepkoech Kamar.
North, south, east. Margaret Kamar for east, north, south.
The MP for Eldoret South is Paris Chepchumba.
Correct.
The MP for Eldoret North was Mr. Ruto.
Yes.
So the IDPs that were there were from all these different areas, correct?
No, there were other IDPs in Eldoret town, ASK showground.
It's fair. But in this particular place that you're seeing on the video, the IDPs who were there were coming from all these areas. Eldoret North, Eldoret South, Eldoret East.
According to me, that IDP, it was from Lugari and Eldoret North, of course. Because I'm not imagining someone from Eldoret East coming to Tarbo. It's easier for that person to go to IDP camp in Eldoret town.
And there were also IDPs from Lugari district.
Yes.
And Lugari district is in Western Kenya.
Even that Tarbo police station is in Lugari district. And Tarbo police station is in Uasin Gishu.
So it's not the case, is it, madam, that all those thousands of IDPs in that camp were from your area?
No.
Your Honor, for the record, Kamar is spelled K-A-M-A-R, not Kamal. Page 61, line 7.
Also, if the record could be corrected at line 14 of page 61, near the ending. I think it's Eldoret Showground.
You accept the correction?
Certainly, Your Honor.
Yes.
Your Honor, can I go into private session for just one more minute?
Private session.
Nous sommes en audience publique, Monsieur le Président.
Open session, Your Honor.
Thank you. Proceed.
Madam, earlier we spoke about an individual by the name of William Rono. You recall that?
Yes.
Now, during the period of the WACI investigations, William Rono was assisting to identify and mobilize witnesses to give evidence to the WACI, correct?
Correct.
And William Rono himself provided testimony to the WACI, correct?
Correct.
Now, madam, during the period of 2008, Mr. Iringo Mutea was the Deputy Permanent Secretary for Internal Security, correct?
Correct.
Spelling?
M-U-T-E-A-I-R-I-N-G-O. Mutea Iringo. Now, Madam Nancy Gitau, she was the Director of Political Affairs in the office of the President at the time, correct?
Correct.
And Honorable Martha Karua, in 2008 she was Minister of Justice.
Correct.
And Stephen Tarus, he was contesting on a PNU ticket during the elections, correct?
In
Elections in Mgwen constituency. He was standing for elections.
Nous sommes en audience publique, Monsieur le Président.
In public session, Mr. President.
So, the witness, the point is that your answer is that you did not know that those people were placed into protection program. You only heard about it.
Yes, I heard about it.
And madam, you heard that the monies that were being given to this witness in that protection program was in fact coming from Mr. Iringo and Nancy Gitau. You heard that, didn't you?
No, about that, I didn't know about money. In fact, I thought it was from Kenya Human Rights Commission. I didn't know it was from someone's pocket.
And did you hear, madam, that Honorable Martha Karua also assisted for witnesses to provide statements to the WACI Commission? You heard that, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
And madam, these witnesses who were mobilized by Mr. William Rono, together with Mr. Iringo, Nancy Gitau, Martha Karua, Stephen Tarus, and others, they were told to provide evidence to WACI to implicate Mr. Ruto and the ODM in the post-election violence. That is correct, isn't it?
I didn't hear that.
And in fact, madam, Mr. Rono and his government officials, they mobilized witnesses and told them to falsely implicate Mr. Ruto. That is true, isn't it?
Do you know that?
No, I don't know.
Did you hear about it, madam?
No.
Madam, you're aware that in later years, 2009 and even 2010, Mr. William Rono continued to be in very close contact with Mr. Iringo Mutea. You know that, don't you?
As I told you, I didn't know what I was thinking. I was thinking that they were with Kenya Human Rights. I didn't know that.
Let's stop it there.
Madam, I'm asking you specifically now questions going forward about Mr. William Rono. Did you hear that Mr. William Rono had a very close relationship with Mr. Iringo, even in 2009 and 2010?
Yes.
did you hear that Mr. Rono was in fact acting as an agent for Mr. Iringo, and he was monitoring the movements of WACI witnesses and potential ICC witnesses? Did you hear that?
I didn't hear that, madam.
Madam, moving forward now, this organization called Center Against Torture, it's correct, isn't it, that Mr. David Koros also mobilized witnesses to provide evidence to the WACI Commission?
Correct.
And he also mobilized witnesses to provide evidence to the Human Rights Watch?
Correct.
He also mobilized witnesses to provide evidence to the Kenya National Commission for Human Rights Investigations?
Correct.
And the evidence that was collected by Mr. David Koros for Human Rights Watch, that evidence formed the report called Ballots to Bullets, correct?
I heard that.
Madam, you are aware that from mid-February 2008 to beginning of March 2008, Mr. David Koros got himself into a Human Rights Watch funded witness protection program.
I didn't know that. I'm hearing from you.
Right. Keep it short, Madam Witness. If you listen carefully, some of these questions are questions you can answer simply by yes or no. If it is possible to answer it with yes or no, or you don't know, or you don't remember, those are always the shortest, best answers. If the lawyer wants to ask you follow-up questions to your answer, she will.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President.
Madam, did you hear that from mid-February 2008 to beginning of March 2008, those few weeks, Mr. David Koros was in a witness protection program?
Yeah, I heard.
And did you hear that for that very short period, he received 5,000 USD?
I didn't hear that.
Madam, Center Against Torture and Mr. Koros, he was also managing witness protection programs for post-election violence witnesses who were potential ICC witnesses, wasn't he?
Yeah, I heard about it, but I...
And in fact, Madam, Mr. Koros and his organization, they were receiving funds from USAID and the ambassador of Switzerland for this purpose. Isn't that true?
I don't know that one.
You know he received money from USAID, do you, Madam?
Yes.
Do you know he received money from the Swiss ambassador?
No.
Your Honor, I'm going to refer the witness to a document at tab 81. And that is Ken D09 0035 0004.
And I object, prosecution objects to that document being shown to the witness. I don't see what the purpose is of defense counsel to show that document to the witness. There has been no evidence of its authenticity, and I say it's improper to show such a document. We have no idea of its reliability to the witness to try and contradict her.
Senator.
Your Honor, I think the objection is premature. I haven't sought to tender this document as an exhibit yet, and I would like to invite some comment from the witness, Your Honor.
The objection is anticipatory. Sometimes they're not out of line, anticipatory objections. The point Mr. Garcia is making is that you've asked the witness a certain question, and the witness is given her answer to it. Why are we bringing this document to show to the witness?
Your Honor, for one, I would like her to identify a signature, and secondly, there is some information contained in the document which we believe the witness could provide some assistance to the court on, as to the background and content, to details.
Let's go into private session.
Nous sommes en audience publique, Monsieur.
We are in public session, Mr. President.
Please proceed.
Madam, did you know that between April and June 2010, Mr. Koros received $16,000 from the Swiss embassy for witness protection?
I didn't know that.
If not from the Swiss embassy, did you know that he received money from somewhere during that period for witness protection?
What I heard it was from USAID, but this Swiss embassy, I didn't hear that.
And did you ever hear, or do you know, that Mr. Koros himself put himself down as one of the witnesses to be protected by the Swiss embassy? Did you hear that?
I heard only that he's a witness, but I didn't understand how it was going on. I didn't know.
Are you aware, madam, that it was in fact Mr. Mana Kiai who put Mr. David Koros into contact with the Swiss embassy to secure witness protection funds? Did you know that?
What I know is Center Against Torture was in touch to Mr. Kiai, but I didn't know that there was something going on, like Swiss Embassy, Maina Kiai, and Koros.
Madam, I'm going to show you some photographs, and I'd like you to see if you can identify anyone in those photographs, okay?
Okay.
Your Honor, can I ask that the witness be shown Ken D09 0036 0123?
Public or private?
Public, please, Your Honor. Do you recognize anyone in that photo, madam?
Yes.
Who?
I can't remember the name, but I've been seeing him. I've been seeing the person, but the name I can't remember now.
The lady or the man?
The man. The lady, I don't know.
That is Mr. Mana Kiai, isn't it?
Yes.
The lady next to him, madam. She's the deputy head of mission of the Swiss embassy, isn't she?
As I told you, I know nothing about embassy and KI, and what I heard, it was all you said, and chorus, and the Center Against the Torture, and Maina KI, I knew they were working together with Center Against the Torture, but about this, I don't know.
Have you ever spoken or met this lady? Do you recall her face?
No, please.
Can I request that we exhibit this photograph to the extent that she's identified Mr. Mana Kiai?
Any objection?
Objection, Your Honor.
The document is accepted as the next in the Ruto defense exhibits.
Le document
KEN D09 0036 0123 public will be entered as EVD T D09 00211 or Ruto Defense Exhibit number 211.
It's be shown KEN D09 0036 0121. It can be shown in public. Madam, can you tell the court, who do you see in that photograph?
Chorus.
Which one is Mr. Koros?
The one which is blue shirt.
With the jacket?
Yes.
So the man with the brown jacket standing behind, that's Mr. David Koros, isn't it?
Yes, correct.
And the man on the telephone, that's Mr. Mana Kiai, isn't it?
Yes.
And the lady who's standing behind Mana Kiai, it's not very clear. But do you recognize that lady as the one who appeared in the photograph I showed you earlier, the Swiss deputy ambassador?
Yes. And I told you I don't know, and I've never met her.
I understand that, madam.
Okay.
Your Honor, can I ask that this document be marked as an exhibit, please?
Any objection?
No objection.
Admitted as the next in the Ruto defense exhibits.
Le document
KEN D09 0036 0121 public will be recorded as EVD T D09 00212 or Ruto Defense Exhibit number 212.
Perhaps we can continue after lunch.
Yes, indeed. Witness, we have come to the time to take our lunch break, and we will be adjourning and returning at 2:30. Before we adjourn, how are we doing?
Your Honor, I expect we can finish by today, Your Honor.
It's good news. The blinds will come down and the witness will be ushered out.